Hi everyone, Stephanie Alexandric here, your VP Development. Welcome to a new school year at Western University. For 2022 to 2023, we have a new Women in Engineering executive team. For our first podcast of the year, we are going to do some brief introductions from the team, which will cover a bit about each member, their role, what engineering means to them, as well as we will learn some Western engineering slang terms to use now that we are back on campus. We're going to start with our co-presidents, Maddie Gander and Fernanda Pereira. Both of these ladies have been in various roles and are the duo that will be leading the team this year. First up, welcome to Fernanda.
So hi, I'm Fernanda, and I'm entering my fourth year of a dual degree with chemical engineering and biomedical engineering. So as one of the Women Engineering co-presidents, I work alongside Maddie, and we basically oversee the club's initiatives, as well as manage the club executives' portfolios. So we kind of support each executive team member individually and help them succeed in their respective positions. And we coordinate with the faculty to ensure that they know what we're up to and we can work with them accordingly. And the main event that Maddie and I will be focusing on this year is the December 6th Memorial. And that's a day of remembrance for the École Polytechnique massacre that happened in 1989. And it really is, it aims to raise awareness towards gender-based violence. Yeah, so definitely an event that everyone should be looking out for. I'm very happy that I'm getting to be more involved in it this year because I personally found it very moving to attend last year. And so I'm excited to see what we can do with it this year because it is such an important, opportunity to bring people's awareness to. To me, I think engineering is a foundation for solutions. So we definitely learn a lot of content that's useful in our classes, but at the end of the day, most of it is also just geared to tackling like any situation or problem that you run into. And especially with the biomedical degree, I've found like my favorite part has been the real life applications of it and how you can use not necessarily, like the physics or calculus that you've learned, but the way that you approach those problems and handle those problems, like applying that to real life situations has been really, a part that I've enjoyed.
I think a lot of people don't realize with engineering, maybe until they graduate and actually start working, a big part of engineering is actually the problem solving and not so much like a unique technical background as well, but how well you can deal with problems and be able to fit solutions that work. I think that's the main role of an engineer.
Okay, and can't speak English. Okay, my eng slang word is UES, or Undergraduate Engineering Society, and that's our engineering student government. And it's also a common room in the Spencer Engineering Building where you can kind of do a lot of things. So some people go to studies, some people eat there, you can hang out. I've taken a few naps there in first year.
As well, they have the UES store, so you can get any sort of engineering merch. Now we have our second president, Maddie Gander. Hi, Maddie.
Hi guys, my name is Maddie Gander. I am going into my third year of software engineering and Ivy. I am currently one of the co-presidents of Women in Engineering along with Fernanda. And then, I guess so I'll talk about what I'm going to be doing this year on the club, I guess. So I am one of the co-presidents, which means that I guess we'll have our toes sort of dipped in every little pond that there is. And so we'll be working with our executive team to carry out events, build a community of women in engineering. We'll have our podcast going. So we are the ones who kind of help that happen. We're the project managers of the team, I guess. I'm really excited to see what we do this year. We've got some new ideas, which is awesome because I've been on the club for a couple of years now, and being co-president this year, we really get to kind of define our vision for where we want the club to go and carry it out, which is awesome. And I guess the next thing I was going to talk about was what engineering means to me in 3 words or less. So the main thing for me that comes to mind first is people, because they always say eng is a team sport, and it's really true. I think people are what make engineering what it is as an undergraduate degree, and in the workplace and in industry. I think that part of being an engineer is working with people. And yeah, so it's really important to remember that. And then I guess the second piece of that is problem solving. So to me, having a degree in engineering or working towards a degree in engineering really means that you're expanding your knowledge base to be able to solve a wide variety of problems as they come, because engineering is really versatile and you could end up working as an engineer in all kinds of different capacities. And in any capacity that you work in as an engineer, you will definitely need to be adaptable and problem solve for sure. And I guess that brings us to the eng slang word. So I didn't really pick a slang word, but just more of something that is said a lot in engineering because of how cool it is, I guess. So that is eng goes to seeps. If you haven't heard about it before, you're definitely about to start hearing about it a lot more. Eng goes to seeps is an event that usually runs, I think, twice per year. And basically what happens is all of the engineering students at Western go to Seeps, one of the best bars in downtown London.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty good bar. So yeah, and then everyone just goes, they get dressed up in their boiler suits and their leather jacket. And yeah, it's just like a big eng party, which is super fun. So I definitely recommend going at some point this year. I think they usually run, I want to say like November and March,
Yeah,
if that's right.
definitely wear all of your any sort of eng gear, and it's like a big party with your friends. VP mentorship is up next. Welcome, Delaney.
Hi, Stephanie. Thanks for having me. So I'm Delaney. I'm going to my second year for software engineering, and I'm the Vice President of Mentorship for Women in Engineering. And what the Vice President of Mentorship does is they plan everything to do with the Women in Engineering Big Sister, Little Sister program and plans a few social events throughout the year. Everyone should definitely participate in the kickoff event for the Big Sister, Little Sister program in September. It's going to be a blast. You can come out and get some free food and meet some women in engineering.
Moving on, what does engineering mean to you in 3 words or less?
I chose the word creativity because what I like about it is you gain a lot of knowledge and skills to be able to create things. And I find that quite interesting. I also enjoyed that it was very collaborative in first year with a lot of team projects and a lot of team studying. I quite enjoyed that. And demanding as well, because the course load is quite high and the course content is quite heavy as well. But I enjoy that, and everyone else I know as a student enjoys that aspect too.
I think a lot of the engineering students like the pain of doing a lot of coursework, but it's the reward of getting through it, I think, that
Yes, absolutely.
gets us through. And then lastly, what is your eng slang word?
So the slang word that I'm introducing is boiler suits. And used in a sentence, you can say, I need to get more patches for my boiler suit ASAP. So what a boiler suit is it's essentially a full body engineering uniform. And it's worn for engineering events across Canada, such as competitions or conferences. Western's color for boiler suits is actually dark gray, and a lot of different schools wear different colors, like red or navy. You can trade pieces of your boiler suit, such as an arm or a leg with other schools, and you can also decorate the boiler suits with patches.
Do you have a boiler suit, Delaney?
Not yet, but I was hoping to get one this year.
Do you know how to get one?
Through the UES, I believe.
There's like a book. I don't know too much details, but there's a book that you need to fill out, and it's namely to do with like any sort of UES involvement that you've had. So like participating in engineering events and that kind of stuff.
Okay, very nice. Thank you.
Moving on, we have Raki Patel up next, who is our VP Social. Welcome, Raki.
Hi, thanks for having me. This is so fun. Yes, so I'm Raki Patel. I'm going into my third year of a combined mechanical engineering and IB business dual degree, and I'm going to be your VP Social this year. So that means I'll be planning all the big events like the brunch. I expect to see everyone there. It's going to be amazing. I don't know how much I can give away, but think bougie, think pretty, think brunch, right?
Definitely want to be there.
Yes, it will be unlike any brunch beforehand in the best possible way. What engineering means to me in 3 words. I would probably say innovation, determination, and fun. I think that's kind of like sums up all of my years at Western so far. Maybe I'll throw in frustrating as a little bonus because nobody likes fluids. And for anyone in second year mech or tron, you'll definitely understand what I'm saying. For my piece of eng slang, I will probably go with the purple arm. Now, this may or may not be a newspaper, newsletter that is available in the UES. It may or may not be written by engineering students. It may or may not be about relevant topics to Western engineering and the Western community. And it may or may not be one of the most hilarious things I've ever read in my entire life. I cannot confirm or deny any of these are true. However, I will say it may or may not be an amazing study break if you're stressed for exams or just chilling in the UES.
I may or may not have also read said paper and may or may not recommend. Now we have Abby Delato. Welcome, Abby.
Hi everyone, my name's Abby and I'm going into my HBA 1 year of a civil engineering and business dual degree. My position on Women in Engineering is VP Finance. And so in this role, I keep track of all things money within the club. And this includes securing sponsors, completing payments, and managing the budget for the year. It is definitely a cool position because in order to make events happen from the finance perspective, I get the opportunity to work closely with everyone on the executive team, which is something I really enjoy. If I had to describe engineering in 3 words, I would say it is building the future. I know for me, it is definitely very fascinating to think about the projects that I'm working on will be the ones that shape our tomorrow. The slang word that I'd like to introduce is leather jacket. Leather jackets are a Canadian engineering tradition and a way to show your engineering pride. If you're in first year, don't get too excited because they're usually purchased in second year, but they are definitely an investment, so cross your fingers that you graduate.
Definitely a big investment, but I would say worth it. Do you have one?
I actually just ordered mine in winter of last semester, so it's coming in the fall.
Oh, that's awesome. Now we have Cassie, who is VP Sponsorship. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Cassandra Wild. I'm in 3rd year engineering at Western for mechanical engineering, and I'm the VP sponsorship on the Women in Engineering Club. As VP sponsorship, my roles really include just communicating with the sponsors and gathering funding for the club so that we can do events. One of the events I'm helping to run this year is the recruitment event in January. I'll be running that alongside Abby, VP Finance, and the co-presidents, Fernanda and Maddie. In 3 words or less to describe engineering, I would say it's rewarding for sure, stressful at times, but when it's not stressful, it can be really fun.
It's really cool to learn about, I think, different kind of engineering principles and then be able to apply them. That's when I always have the most
100%.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, when you can apply it to real life, it's really great.
Not just in the textbook. That's
Yeah.
what I think is awesome about engineering. It's taking science and then actually being able to use it in the real world.
Exactly. Okay, so my slang word is a word used to describe the Women in Engineering Club, which is WiE. I just think it's a really cute acronym, WIE. It just is like fun, and I think it suits the Women in Engineering Club.
Yes. Yeah. And a much shorter term to use than Women in
Exactly.
Engineering Club every single
A
time.
lot
we're
easier to
talking about
type out. Yeah.
it. Yes. The lady behind Women in Eng's communications. Welcome, Laura.
Hi everyone, my name is Laura and I am in my 2nd year of software engineering at Western, and I am the VP communications for Women in Engineering. Basically everything I do is just keeping everyone up to date and informed about upcoming events, different campaigns we're working on, and all things literally communication. We have an Instagram account, we have a Facebook, we have a LinkedIn, we have a mailing list. So if you are going to sign up for Women in Engineering for right off the bat September, you can get added onto our mailing list. I'm not an event-based role, but some events that I will be helping with will be the White Ribbon campaign. I also run some virtual campaigns. So we have the Women Crush Wednesday, where basically every Wednesday or any Wednesday we have anything set up for, we highlight an alumni or just any woman in engineering who's currently in the field, and they share a little bit about themselves so we can become more familiar with, what women engineers are actually up to these days. So touching on what engineering means to me in 3 words, I would definitely say it would be along the lines of solving fun puzzles, solving interesting puzzles, solving cool puzzles, whatever your adjective in there is. Really, what engineers do is they look at all of their pieces, all of what's given, and they want to think of what they need to know and what the end goal is. So when you have a puzzle, you look at all your pieces, you want to figure out how you're going to piece them together, where you're going to start, and at the end, you want to make a really nice picture. And that's really exactly how engineers live their life. They're developing their own solutions to complex problems. So for example, if you're a software engineer, if you're a backend developer, you want to focus on the web infrastructure. And then, if you're front-end developer, you're looking at the usability. So you have your end goal and it's up to you to decide how you're going to get there. And it's really fun. Just basically waking up every single day to solve problems. And if you look at it as solving puzzles, it's even more fun. So I have an eng slang word to share with you all, and one that you will be hearing a lot, and it has a really important story behind it, and that is the iron ring. Graduating engineers will receive a ring to go on their pinky of their dominant hand. This was inspired by a really tragic accident of the Quebec Bridge across the St. Lawrence River that actually collapsed twice. And having this ring on your pinky finger kind of just reminds you to be really conscious of all the decisions you're making, because at the end of the day, engineers are working for people. We're not working for ourselves. So, you have this ring on, maybe you're signing off on an agreement, on a contract, you can hear it dinging when you're signing that paper, when you're signing that contract, and it reminds you, who are you working for? Who are you thinking of right now? Is what you're making an ethical decision?
Leading our outreach programs for WiE and with the faculty, welcome Katherine C.
Hi, it's nice to meet you guys. I'm Katherine. I'm going into my 2nd year and I'll be specializing in mechatronic systems engineering. I am excited to be this year's VP Outreach and I can't wait to tell you guys more about what we'll be doing. I have a few big events planned for the year. For starters, I'm hoping to release some club merch sometime within the first semester, including club patches, sweatshirts, and other fun things. So keep an eye out for different release dates and different updates on what will be coming out. I will also be working with the Engineering Outreach Department at Western to hopefully bring some fun, exciting opportunities for members to volunteer in the community, as well as at different engineering-related events. Some of these will be for the high school students to give them a better idea of how engineering is to be used in the workforce. And you guys can also volunteer for this as university students in order to tell them about your different experiences as a student, as well as what you're looking forward to doing after you graduate. Furthermore, I will be planning some kits and wellness packages through the year to help with the stress that you might have during exam periods or just throughout the entire year. So make sure to keep yourself updated so you don't miss anything.
And you can do that by following us on social media.
So what does engineering mean to me? Engineering means endless possibilities. Not only do you have the ability to create and design new innovative ideas, but I believe the skills that are learned and developed in engineering provide opportunities to work in a variety of industries. For my eng slang word, I chose engineering is a team sport. As engineering can be difficult with the overload of complicated concepts and courses, this phrase is a good reminder that other engineering students in your specialty are also experiencing the same thing. It's helpful to work with others and support each other in order to make it through these tough times.
Also, an important thing to note is in almost any job, you're going to be working likely with other engineers as well. So practicing that while you're in school is definitely a good idea. And lastly, it's me, Stephanie Alexandric. I am a 5th-year electrical engineering and computer science student. I am the VP development this year, which involves releasing podcasts for the club, creating workshops for our members, and inter-school relations with other universities. If you have listened to previous episodes, you may have heard my voice before, and you definitely will hear it again this year. For my 3 words or less that describe what engineering means to me, they are I belong. What I have learned through my years at Western is that engineering is for everyone. Problem solving encourages different perspectives and point of views that can provide a variety of solutions. As current women in engineering, it is our responsibility to show younger women, men, and others that they have a place in engineering if they wish. My slang term is 3C. Also known as the Amit Chakma Engineering Building, or ASEB, it is our newest engineering building. You'll hear the older students, aka me, sometimes calling it 3C, as the new building was called 3C until someone decided to name it after our previous university president. Have you enjoyed meeting our executive members? Are you in first year wanting to get involved? Please keep your eye out for upcoming applications for a first year position on the Women in Eng Club. While you're at it, check out our social media pages and give us a follow to see all the events and activities that we have planned for the year. That wraps up our first podcast of the year. Thank you all for listening.